Health insurers are spending the new year searching for their lost orphans. Millions of people are starting to use their new insurance policies purchased under Obamacare last year, but many now finding their insurance companies have no record that they even exist. Dr. Sreedhar Potarazu, CEO of Vital Spring Technologies, joins me now with details. Sreedhar, how is this possible? So you apply for Obamacare, you actually get it, which a lot of people couldn't do, and now you go to get care, and what happens?
What happens, Jerry, is that we had suspected this all along, that the deeper problems in the registration process were the reconciliation between the information the consumer enters in and then synchronizing that actually with the insurance companies and their websites. And as we talked about before, the synchronization of that enrollment and the verification process is very complicated. And this was the concern, that insurance companies may not be able to find these people, or when these consumers show up at the doctor's office, they figure out that they actually don't have coverage.
Well, and we know from the insurers themselves that they're getting incomplete information, bad information, forms that actually make no sense. I just don't understand how this all comes together and how long it will take. Do you have any answers?
It will take a long time, because inherently this problem with enrollment and all of the kinds of errors that can happen are things that have been inherent to the industry for a long time. Even if you look at what happens in the employer environment every fall when people try to sign up for a new benefit plan, that getting the right information, the accurate information, and the back and forth that happens between the insurance companies and the people signing up is a very complicated process. So it's not something that is going to be fixed necessarily as easily as what has been reported with just the user interface. The problems on the back end are in fact a lot more complicated, because you have multiple systems that need to talk to each other and share this complicated data.
Well, there aren't just orphans, there are also ghosts, problems at both ends of the system. Unbelievable to me. There's also a big tempest in a teapot out in Colorado, where Senator Udall is being criticized for his analysis of what's going on with cancellations there. Can you illuminate us on this topic?
Well, you know, there's always been this controversy now in terms of what the reported numbers are and what the real numbers are. And those that are proponents of going forward with the mechanics of Obamacare are constantly going to challenge some of the numbers as far as the cancellations, with the argument that, well, these same individuals were in fact offered a benefit if the insurance company canceled the policy. What they don't complete the sentence with is really saying whether that benefit was in fact par for value in terms of what that consumer was getting in the first place. It's not enough to say, well, the insurance company turned around and offered you something. What good is that if in fact they've withdrawn the policy and the coverage that you're happy with and offered you something else of lesser value? It really doesn't make any sense. And that's part of the problem here.
That's the problem that we see throughout this conversation about Obamacare. There's not good information. You know, the information is bad. We're misled about the numbers of people signing up. The government wouldn't even tell us for weeks how many people were signing up, and we paid for the program. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, and that's true. But part of it, I think, is that they themselves haven't had access to, or I would hope to give them the benefit of the doubt that they haven't had access to accurate information for all of the reasons that we just mentioned.
Exactly.
In terms of the problems of what insurance companies have yet to resolve. And the bigger issue here is that the insurance companies need to get this right, because in order for them to receive the subsidy, you know, they've now pushed the deadline back a little bit more to allow people to make their payments this month. Why? Because the insurance companies don't want to lose out necessarily in terms of getting those extra consumers, and also ensuring that they're going to get the subsidy payments for the right individuals. So they're doing everything they possibly.
There are no rules with this law, not at all. They just keep moving them around. Whatever they come up with, it's okay. Crazy.
They're making them. Well, the rules are being, adjusted clearly as we move on. And at some point, we need to talk about the younger people. Maybe the next time.
That is absolutely true. And I know you wanted to talk about that. And my apologies for not getting there.
That's all right. That's all right.
Dr. Sreedhar, thanks for coming on. It's always good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jerry. Thank you very much.